Have you noticed yourself getting a bit shorter as you age? It's not just in your head, it's a real issue many women face after 45. Today I'm sharing groundbreaking research that can help you stop this height loss and even reverse it. But stay until the end because I'm going to reveal the 5 specific exercises that can literally help you regain inches. Let me first break down the process for you. Groundbreaking research from the Mayo Clinic shows that targeted resistance exercises can not only stop height loss, but potentially reverse it. Today I'm sharing 5 resistance band exercises specifically designed to strengthen the vertebrae and hip bones most vulnerable to age-related deterioration. By age 70, 1 in 3 women will experience a vertebral fracture. Most won't even realize it's happening. This silent crisis begins much earlier than most women realize, and it's literally causing them to shrink before their own eyes. Around your mid-40s, as perimenopause begins, your body starts a dramatic transformation deep within your bones. As hormone levels naturally decline, your skeletal system enters a dangerous phase of accelerated mineral loss. During the first 5 years after menopause, women can lose up to 20% of their bone mass. 1/5 of your skeleton's strength gone in half a decade. If you're finding this information valuable, take a second to subscribe and hit that notification bell. It really helps YouTube share this crucial information with more women who need it. This creates what medical researchers call a vulnerability window, a period when women lose bone density at 5 times the rate of men, making the skeleton increasingly fragile without obvious external symptoms. The damage resembles a building slowly crumbling from within. The foundation looks solid from the outside, but structural beams are weakening in critical zones: your spine, hips, and wrists. The spine reveals the most visible evidence of this deterioration. As vertebrae lose mineral content, they become less able to support your body's weight. These once strong rectangular vertebrae compress under pressure, changing shape. This compression creates the characteristic stooped posture many associate with aging, the dowager's hump. This explains why women often notice they're getting shorter. Estrogen doesn't just regulate your reproductive system, it plays a crucial protective role for your skeleton. Wait, before moving on to the exercises, recognize that these moves are critical. Skipping the science behind them will cause you to miss the whole transformation. This isn't merely another workout video, it's a roadmap to enhancing your body's potential after 50. Take a deep breath, keep focused, and let me break it down. When levels drop during menopause, your bones lose their primary defender against resorption. The cells that break down bone become more active than the cells that build bone. This imbalance leads to progressive weakening of your entire skeletal structure. The condition manifests subtly long before a height measurement confirms you're shrinking. Your body sends warning signals. Back pain that mysteriously comes and goes. Gradual posture changes. Clothes fitting differently as your spine compresses. People often dismiss these signs as just getting older, rather than recognizing them as symptoms of a preventable condition. Fortunately, research shows these changes can be addressed with proper intervention. The conventional medical response has traditionally been inadequate. Doctors often recommend calcium supplements, but this addresses only part of the problem. Calcium alone, without proper cellular activity to incorporate it into bone tissue, is like delivering bricks to a construction site with no workers to use them. Your body needs more than raw materials. It needs biological stimulation to build new bone. Resistance training becomes transformative here. When you apply mechanical force to your skeleton through resistance exercises, you create the specific kind of stress that activates osteoblasts, your bone-building cells. No pill or supplement can replicate this effect. The physical load signals your body that stronger bones are needed, triggering a biological response that reverses the deterioration process. This approach doesn't just prevent further loss, it rebuilds what's already been diminished. By the end of this video, you'll learn the 5 well-structured routines just for you. But first, I want you to pause the video, give it a like, and subscribe. YouTube sees it as a positive signal and pushes it to more people. By doing this, you'll help more women discover solutions for their struggles. Thank you. That biological response to physical load doesn't require heavy weights or complicated machines. In fact, those colorful stretchy bands you might have dismissed as not serious exercise actually create the perfect mechanical tension that your bones crave. And they do it in ways that traditional weights simply cannot. When we think about strengthening our bodies, most of us picture dumbbells, barbells, or expensive gym equipment. But resistance bands, those simple portable loops that cost less than $20, are powerful tools in the battle against bone loss. Think of them as a supportive scaffold that flexibly adapts to your strength level while effectively stimulating bone regeneration. Unlike many traditional exercise methods that doctors recommend, let's address a common misconception first. While walking and swimming benefit cardiovascular health tremendously, they lack the specific stimulus your skeletal system needs to generate new bone tissue. Your bones require a particular type of challenge to activate their natural rebuilding process, the kind that resistance training provides. The unique advantage of bands lies in their gentle yet effective approach. Traditional weights work primarily with gravity, creating force in a single direction. Resistance bands, however, generate tension throughout the entire movement cycle. This continuous stimulus ensures your muscles and bones receive activation through complete range of motion, challenging your skeleton from multiple angles. For women already experiencing bone loss, the safety factor is paramount. Imagine strengthening your bones without the jarring impact of heavy weights. Resistance bands provide the necessary stimulus to activate osteoblast cells without risking injury, making them ideal for individuals with joint pain or diagnosed osteoporosis, offering just enough challenge while protecting vulnerable areas. The science behind this approach is progressive resistance, gradually increasing challenge as you develop strength. Bands accommodate this perfectly by allowing you to advance with either heavier bands or adjusted grip positions. This incremental progression is fundamental for continued bone remodeling over time. Another benefit is the multi-directional capability bands offer. Unlike machines that lock you into fixed movements, resistance bands allow for exercises that mirror real-life activities, improving both bone density and functional movement patterns for everyday tasks. Research supporting resistance bands is compelling. Studies consistently show that band training specifically increases bone mineral density in the spine and hips, the areas most vulnerable to fracture. This targeted benefit surpasses what many other exercise forms can deliver. The efficiency is perhaps most remarkable. Just 2 to 3 resistance band sessions weekly, lasting about 15 minutes each, can increase bone mineral density by 1 to 3% annually. Enough to counteract the typical age-related bone loss rate of 1 to 2% per year. Rather than merely slowing decline, you're actively rebuilding what's been lost. 15 minutes, 3 times a week. That's the difference between fragility and strength as you age. But which specific exercises will give you the most protection where you need it most? The answer lies in a strategic 5-movement protocol that targets the exact spots where fractures typically occur, creating what researchers call a zone of protection around your most vulnerable bones. These aren't randomly selected movements. Each exercise is deliberately chosen based on biomechanical research that identifies precisely how mechanical force must be applied to stimulate bone rebuilding. The genius of this approach is that it creates a comprehensive shield around the areas most susceptible to age-related fractures. Stand with feet shoulder-width apart and loop a resistance band just above your knees. Lower your hips as if sitting in a chair, keeping your back straight to engage your thighs. This movement creates vertical compression force that stimulates bone growth in your hips and spine, acting like a safeguard, boosting strength exactly where these vulnerable structures need it most. Perform either bent over or seated. For the bent over version, hinge at your hips with a straight back. Hold the band with both hands and pull toward your chest while squeezing shoulder blades together. This exercise strengthens the upper back and improves posture, directly supporting the vertebrae in your spine, creating a protective framework for the bones that often compress with age. Loop a band around both ankles. Stand with feet hip-width apart and lift one leg out to the side. This movement targets the hip abductors, essential muscles for balance and stability that directly support the femoral neck, exactly where devastating hip fractures occur. This exercise not only builds bone density, but also improves stability to prevent falls in the first place. Stand with one end of the band under your foot while holding the other end at shoulder height. Press upward until your arm extends fully, keeping your core engaged. This movement creates tension through the entire upper spine while strengthening shoulders and upper back, fostering increased bone density in your arms and upper spine, areas particularly vulnerable during falls. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat, with a band looped above your knees. Lift your hips to form a straight line from shoulders to knees, activating your glutes and lower back muscles. These muscles provide essential stability for your pelvis and lower spine, creating a foundational support for your entire skeletal structure. The power of this combination comes from how these movements work together. They don't just isolate individual areas, they create an interconnected system of strength that protects your entire skeletal framework, with each exercise serving as a building block in your bone protection strategy. I put a lot of effort and time into this video. If you find it valuable, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It will help a lot by doing this. YouTube will show this video to more women who might benefit from it, allowing you to help others as well. If you watch the video that you see on the screen and combine it with what you have already learned here, you can be sure that it could fix most of your problems.